Hey, everybody. My name is Justin, and hopefully you know that by now. I'm here with my friend Antoine Lassiter, and he is a pastor at Think Kingdom Church in Kannapolis, North Carolina. So right up the street from us, and I am honored to have you with me today. Today we're finishing up our series on the book of Psalms, and Antoine and I are going to tackle one verse, which we're both preachers, so we'll see if we can stay on track here for the next 20 minutes or so. And then at the end of our time together, we're going to take communion together. So I just wanted to give you maybe just a look ahead of where we're headed. So we're going to be in Psalms chapter 115. And the psalmist says, I'm going to read from the New Living Translation. The psalmist writes, "Not to us, O Lord, not to us, but to your name goes all the glory for your unfailing love and your faithfulness." Not to us, O Lord, not to us, but to your name goes all the glory for your unfailing love and your faithfulness. So what we want to talk about today is that we're both local pastors in Cabarrus County. We love the church.
Yes.
We love God's word.
Yes.
We love God.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we want to see the kingdom of heaven collide with this area. Right, and we come from different backgrounds.
Yeah, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Indiana,
Okay,
North Carolina. Do you grew up in North Carolina? So I'm a Midwest kid, and so we have different narratives that have shaped us. But here we are in the same area, leading two different churches with the same goal, and that is to bring the kingdom of heaven to this area. In this verse, the psalmist writes, "This isn't because of us, not to us, but to the glory of God for his love and his faithfulness." So I guess where I want to start and ask you is, what does that mean for your church? What are you seeing God teach your church right now in this season? A season of global pandemic, a season of being scattered, and a lot of other things in our personal lives, a lot of things in our country. What's God teaching you as a church right now?
Well, the name of our church is Think Kingdom, and that's actually from Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things. In the preceding verse, all these things are the things that we worry about: life, career, children, whatever it is. So he's teaching us, especially AC after COVID, during COVID, is to trust him more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, our mission is simply to make disciples. And I think it's hard to make disciples if you're not fully followers.
Yeah.
So through the ebbs and flows of life, what we're trying to teach, I'm trying to live it out in my own life, is to think less of me.
Yes.
And put him at the center.
Yes.
And it's hard in a culture that's so individualistic that, think about it. Like, it comes down to what I want, what my preference is, what I like. Even in the church, worship styles, preaching styles. And I think the reason why these conversations are important is because we have to be guided by our principles, not being led by preferences.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get that twisted.
Yes.
That we are being led by preferences. And I think that's the power of our faith.
Yeah. So our 2020 vision, before we knew COVID was going to happen.
Did you see it coming?
No, I didn't. And so I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. Yeah. But our 2020 vision that God gave us was getting back to some of the basics of go and make disciples. So really your DNA of your church, like go and make disciples of the nations. And been trying to figure out how do we do that in the middle of this. Yeah. But as I think about going and making disciples, we can make disciples of a lot of things. Yeah.
We're all being disciples.
Yeah, by something, by a lot of things. And whenever I read this Psalm 115, it's not that I'm making a disciple of Justin or making a disciple of Antoine, or I'm making a disciple of Jesus for the glory of the Father, right? And so how do you help your church keep focused on making disciples of Jesus?
So we're a scattered church now. You can't really meet like we used to. And I think that's what it was. COVID revealed to us that we had these programs, and no knock on programs, but you can't build on programs.
Yeah.
I think they should be to a greater end. What we've learned is that some of us still struggle to parent our children. And how do you get us to be able to parent our children in a way that brings glory to God's name? So we have to see them not only as our children, but our brothers and sisters in Christ.
Yeah.
And I think that mind shift is what most of us are struggling with. I get it from the sense of the obligations, like Sunday gathering, giving, volunteering, but those things are neat packages.
Yes.
When Jesus says, okay, you want to follow me? That's a rhetorical question. Deny yourself. Okay, wow. Take up your cross and then follow me. So in following Jesus, it's a personal responsibility. You're preaching just as many Sundays that I am, and you realize that preaching, proclaiming the gospel, it helps, but that should lead to a greater discipleship.
Yes.
So I think the hard part with this culture, we talked about this off camera, is now it's the pandemic, is racial issues, and it's bringing everything to the forefront.
Yeah.
So we have to disciple people beyond culture, disciple people beyond pandemics and political affiliations, because we're being discipled by someone or something. And the church responsibility, as Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ.
It's bringing all of this pressure.
Yeah.
Is bringing our idols
to the surface.
Yep. And our idols are the things that are discipling us.
Yes.
And another thing you and I have talked about is this handing off of the baton, like to the next generation. So what came to mind as you were talking about parenting my kids is like, I see my kids as brothers and sisters in Christ, but I also see them as my disciples, that God has put them in front of me to hand the baton of faith off to the next generation.
Yeah.
And to not show them an individualistic faith, not to make them disciples of my idols that I worship, my political affiliation or my race or my background or my narrative, but to make a disciple of my son and my daughter of Jesus.
But you got to know Jesus, right?
You got to know Jesus, and you've got to, like the Psalm says, make much of God instead of making much of me. Like, my goal is not that my son Marcus will be a little Justin.
Right.
Like,
right.
That he would become a little Jesus.
Man, and I think that's what the challenge is. The challenge is that I'm not trying to make Justin Jr. My son happens to be
his son name is Justin.
So I'm not trying to make an Antoine Jr.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make disciples of Jesus. And so they basically are doing life with me.
Yes.
They're seeing dad when dad is like on point. They're seeing him when he's struggling. And we talked about this off camera as well, struggling well.
Yeah.
Like, what does dad do when his back is up against the wall?
When the pressure's on.
When the pressure's on. Like,
where do I turn?
Right?
Yeah.
And in a broader sense, I think sometimes what the culture does to us, if we're not careful, is we seek to one up the culture.
Yeah.
So instead of crying out to God, getting instructions from God, we look to government officials. We look to things that I'm not saying are inherently bad. Programs. Church
programs or cultural programs, community programs to fill that gap.
Yeah. And what we need is Jesus. Now, the question becomes, okay, I get that. I understand. But are we just supposed to sit back and allow the culture to ... Absolutely not. The question is, what should our response be? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And then Jesus takes a step further. Love your enemies. Like he literally says in the scripture, I think Matthew 24, I may be getting that verse wrong, but he talks about sinners. Yeah, they love those who love them back.
Yes. That's easy.
That's easy.
Yes.
He's requiring more from us.
Yeah.
Why? Because we're followers of Jesus.
Yeah.
If the world hates you because of me, not because of your political affiliation, not because of your race, if the world hates you because of me, that's how we get keys to the kingdom. That's how we show the world who Jesus is. How do we suffer? How do we suffer well?
So what I hear in that is, if we look at some of the tensions that we're experiencing as a country right now, everything's politicized. Everything. Wearing masks is politicized.
Don't wear a mask, you don't have faith.
Yeah.
Or you do have, depending on
whatever it is. Yeah. If you open your church, that's politicized. Yeah. Everything. Our relationships between races is politicized. Yeah. So we have all this going on, and we can disciple our children to look like us and think like us, to carry on the sins of generations before us. So what I hear in that is the way forward, the way towards restoration, is to teach the next generation a new way, a Jesus way. To not look at my son and say, I want you to respond to the things around you in the same way that I've responded, but to look at my son and my daughter and say, let's look at Jesus. How does respond? And I want you to be better than me. I want you to look more like Jesus than I did. I want your generation to look more like Jesus than I did. I want your generation to make more of God than my generation. Would you say, like, as a black man in America, is that one of the ways forward? Because there's lots of things, but
absolutely, like in all the chaos that's around us. When George Floyd happened, I brought my boys in, and we talked about it. And we talked about the angst that I felt, that we were all feeling. We talked about actually started with Ahmaud Arbery, and then George Floyd, and we talked about all of it. And then I ended it with the hope that Jesus provides us, that justice on this side, because we're imperfect people, we're broken, we have systems that are broken, all those things. But it's the hope in Christ. So it doesn't mean that I deny realities. And then sometimes it's just perspectives, because we talk about this a lot. We just have different perspectives. We can see the same thing and see two different things. Yes. The problem is we don't have conversation about what we saw. We have facts based on in this perspectives. Yes. So what I try to teach I have an 18-year-old Justin and a 13-year-old Chris. What I try to teach them is, now, this is what happened. These are the perspectives, both sides, but here's how we see it in terms of men of faith. Yeah. And so both my sons have come to faith, and I try to nurture it, because I'm trying to point them in the midst of all this chaos, and they're not having school in person, to Jesus.
That's it.
And that's what I think we fail to see, because we're thinking temporary. Yes. And so what should our response be? And so whether you're protesting, whether you're saying, I'm not going to wear a mask, it's, okay, what would Jesus do? Like, that's remember that one?
Yeah. I had that bracelet. Yeah. No, I had
Jesus do?
Yep. Yep.
We don't necessarily do that anymore. We got Jesus sprinkled into our politics, and Jesus should lead. And so, regardless of where you land on the political spectrum, the point I'm trying to make is we have to be led by Jesus.
By Jesus.
So I can mourn what I see.
Yes.
And I can also lament the fact that I can admit that the systems that man has put his hands on are all corrupted. Yes. Not necessarily because of race in general, but because of the sinful nature of man.
Yes.
So then the question becomes with pastors and leaders, how do we walk our church through these norms? Yes. Because this is the new norm now.
And it's the same with just in having this conversation about our children. It's the same for the church. Yeah. The political system, the American system, is not our hope. No. And when we say, like, point people to Jesus, or when we say, like, let Jesus lead you, that's not just a cute saying. It's not like let go and let God. Like, it's not just a cute saying. I think of Matthew chapter 7, when Jesus says that he is the rock on which we build our house. So we're talking about real, this is where we place our lives. He is our foundation. And so just as we're talking about our children, discipling our children in the way of Jesus, it's also true of the church as well, that we are discipling one another and reminding one another Look to Jesus. Build your foundation on, let him be your foundation. Build your house on Jesus instead of all of these other things. But that can be really uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And you and I and our friend Lassiter, we've been getting together and having these conversations, and we give each other a safe place.
You must.
To like have hard conversations, to say things, to have differences, to disagree, and we're discipling each other towards Jesus.
Because you have to unlearn so much.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I think
We call that repentance.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's unlearning. It's a deconstruction of my old ways that are my old idols. That's what repentance is.
I've often asked myself when I'm bombarded, because as a pastor, you probably receive information from well-intended, well-meaning people. Like, have you considered this? And sometimes that information, it's not that it shocks you, but it gives you a perspective that either you're totally opposite of what you believe. But what I try to do is try to see it from people's perspectives. But that requires listening.
Yes.
We are not listening anymore. I mean, I'm talking about church folks. Now, I understand the culture that's yelling their views. So we don't listen to each other. So if there's a hint that your view is different from mine, I'm yelling on top of you. So what we've started in our friendship is having conversations and allowing room to be offended.
Yes.
Somebody's going to say something stupid.
And we joke about it.
Yeah,
we also text.
Yeah.
The three of us text and we send memes back and forth.
Yeah.
And
because you're creating that dialogue.
Yeah. And you've got to be able to laugh at yourself. Yep. You've got to be able to say, man, I'm going to say something stupid. Yep. And we've got to offer each other grace in this as we are pointing each other back to Jesus. That's it.
You see how simple that is?
Yes.
But what I think makes it complex is I'm holding on to an idol that I've yet realized is an idol. Yeah. And so an idol is something that we should be able to let everything go.
Yeah.
But think about what that means.
Yeah.
It's if my identity comes from that idol, and there's a remedy.
If my worth,
my
value, it comes from that idol. And then we start to, like you as a brother, point out an idol of mine.
Yeah.
That's
how we discover idols.
That can be uncomfortable. Yeah. It can feel risky and dangerous because I'm attached to that thing. Yeah. But as brothers and sisters in Christ, we have to be willing to listen to one another as we help each other see those idols. And you've said something to me that I think has stuck with me, and that is that we all don't feel like we're heard. Yep. And so we're just yelling.
We're living in a time where everybody believes they're unheard. I mean, from whites to blacks to whatever spectrum, demographic, everyone believes that. So when I'm given a voice, at least in my mind, then I have to get my point across. So who compromises? So Jesus breaks it down. Okay, love the Lord your God for your heart, mind, body, and soul. It's like, man, and it's not that we find that easy, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then when he says, then love your neighbor as you love yourself. And what I'm seeing that some of us don't love ourselves. We can't love our neighbors. I got to have a healthy view of who he is, a healthy view of myself, so I can love you appropriately. And so if I want to be heard, then I must listen.
Yeah.
And the recipe, the formula, the caveat is all in Scripture. And that is the last thing we run to.
That's it.
So how do I love Justin? I love Justin the way he wants to be loved. Mm-hmm. And that is a hard thing because love does not require a response for a point.
Yeah.
No, I need for you to know what I believe.
Yeah.
And love, like you will know that they will know, the world will know that you're my disciples, but not your doctrine, not your preference, but how you love one another.
Yeah.
The church is required to love one another.
Regardless of whether or not you're going to change.
Yep.
I love you.
Yep.
Regardless of whether or not you're going to agree. I love you. Regardless of whether or not we're going to be best friends. Yep. I love you.
Yep.
Regardless of whether or not you might try to kill me.
Yeah. That's Scripture.
That's the crazy thing about the Gospels.
Scripture.
That's where the church starts. It's like Jesus is teaching his disciples and the early church to love those who are trying to take away their life.
Well, he tells Peter, you're going to be carried You still need to love. Like, wow. Like, think about that. Jesus is on the cross. He's our example.
Yes.
And forgive them. They know not what they do.
Being hung on a cross.
Like, come on, man. Like, think about what he's telling us.
Yes.
He is the example.
That's love.
The teacher, the master, the creator. Washes his disciples' feet. He's like, I'm going to serve you. Like, he's showing the example. And what we do is I can only love people who look like me, who think like me.
Believe like me.
So here's a news flash. This may be controversial, but all Republicans are not evil and all Democrats are not evil. Like, I can't. And so whatever you fall on that spectrum, you still required to love.
Yeah.
This is not a commandment that we made. This is not a request. This comes from people who say, I believe Jesus and what he said, and I'm going to follow him.
That's right. And that's really the standard of Jesus. You will be known by your love.
And love is not accepting sin.
No.
Love while you were yet sinners.
Love is not weak.
And love, while you were yet sinners, he loved us.
Yes.
So I often, watch how I love people, because think about this. How do I know I love God? It's when you rub me the wrong way.
That's right.
And that gives me an opportunity to show the love of God that's expressed.
That's right.
Through me and all of it. So how do we fix racial tension? How do we fix sexism and all these isms that are out here? You gotta love people.
And love God first.
Love God first.
Love him with everything you have, and it will flow out of you.
Yep.
It's going to be on display
every day.
Every day, yeah.
That's the power of the cross, man. That's the power of Jesus.
Yeah.
And I think it starts, I don't know how, I think, Lassiter connected us. It starts with conversation. We've had more conversations before the camera than now.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we have to start with. So you start with, wow, I wonder why people think the way they think.
That's right.
I know how I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
And then I do my best to articulate it, but
best I can. And I think it allows space. What Jesus is our example. So woman comes to the well. He has a conversation with her. He asks questions like, do you want to be made whole? Like, of course I do. Like, I'm suffering.
Yeah.
He has conversations with people. He listens to people. He weeps. Why would Jesus weep at Lazarus' death when he knows he's going to raise him from the dead? He's a loving God.
Yeah. And
I think the church is missing that part.
The church is supposed to be the representation of what you just described.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge. What I hear from you for our church, and I'm sure you challenge your church in the same way, but what I hear you're challenging our church today is be that representation of what Christ has shown us. That's what it looks like to not make it about us, but to make much of God.
Yep.
Is to represent Jesus for who he is. And believe it or not, he's not a Democrat. He's not a Republican.
No. The irony, man, is for so long we complain about schools.
Yeah.
And the schools are teaching this, da, da, da. So the Lord's like, okay, I'm going to bring them home. No, open school.
We have a great opportunity. Lean in. As parents, lean in and disciple your kids. Make much of Jesus. Yeah, man. Well, we gotta finish up. We're preachers.
And we can talk about that.
We could do this for the next.
Did actually before we.
Yes, we already did. If it's okay with you, I'd love to take communion with you.
Oh, absolutely.
And you were describing when Jesus washes the feet of Jesus, and he's putting on display this love, and it's at that meal that Jesus takes the cup and takes the bread, and he's sitting there with this group of people that didn't get along, and that probably
tax collectors
didn't like each other, and he breaks bread and offers the cup, offers his body as the thing that would bring them together. There's all this conversation about unity.
That's the gospel, bro.
Unity is found in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. We can disagree on a lot of things, but if we can be unified around the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, and then be a representation of that in each other's lives, we can be unified, right? So let's do this together. At our church, we do this every week, and I always like to say that on the night that Jesus was betrayed, he was sitting with his friends.
Yeah.
And in the middle of that meal, he took the bread and he gave thanks for the bread. and he broke the bread, and he said to his friends, "This bread, this is my body, broken for you, given for you." So, Antoine, here is bread, and let's take and eat. And in the same way, the same meal, he took the cup, and he gave thanks for the cup. And he said, "This cup, this is my blood poured out for the forgiveness of your sins." And then he said, "Take and drink." Antoine, can I ask you to pray for our church?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Father, we thank you. We thank you how you have given us your church, your bride. We're all from different walks of life, but you died for us all. So, Father, we just thank you for one life. We thank you for even the name itself is prophetic, that you have given us all things pertaining to godliness through your Son, Jesus. I pray for the leadership. I pray for the scattered church. It's not an impotent church, but an effective church. Because we, from different walks of life, we still trust you. We abide in you. So, Lord, I pray that you will stretch the walls of your kingdom to everyone who's listening. I pray that you will just give us insight to the opportunities that are around us, that our neighbors need to hear the message of Jesus, that we are Christ followers. And God, I just thank you that wherever you take us, we willingly go. We pray as you prayed in John, that those who remain, those who are here, will be unified.
Yeah.
As Jesus is unified with the Father, help the church to remain unified. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And thank you so much for thanks for hanging out with us and pouring into our church. And I want to say to you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It's been a joy. I want to remind you to check out onelifehub.com. That's the one-stop shop for everything you need to know about what's going on around the church. And we love you guys, and we will see you next week, which is our outdoor service. So make sure that you put that on your calendar and join us next week at our outdoor services. Grace and peace.